Have you ever found yourself gazing out at a darkening sky, feeling a stir in your spirit and wondering if the heavens are trying to whisper a message to us?
You see, family, what is unfolding across our beautiful land isn't just your typical winter mess. It is a serious pattern, and we need to pull up a chair and talk about it. A massive bomb cyclone is gathering strength right now, packing heavy snow, slick ice, and wild conditions that are heading straight for our doorsteps, and it is growing fiercer by the minute. Please stay close, because around the 3-minute and 45-second mark, I'm going to share exactly when this storm lands on your porch and what the next 3 days hold for you. By the time we hit minute 6, you will understand why this goes beyond just shoveling driveways. It is about looking out for our neighbors and ensuring our communities stay safe and warm. And if you stay with me until minute 15, I have a detailed forecast for over 50 regions, along with a bit of that old-time spiritual comfort our grandparents leaned on during the storms of life. I truly believe this conversation can help protect your loved ones and show you how the good book speaks of the weather as a divine dialogue. Let this sink in for a moment. 50 degrees. Because that is how drastically the temperature is going to drop in some places once this Arctic freeze sweeps through. Now, I know 50 degrees sounds like just another number, but let's sit with what that really means for folks like us trying to keep the hearth warm. When the mercury falls that hard and that fast, furnaces give up and pipes can burst. And if we aren't prepared, things can get scary for the people we love in the blink of an eye. This bomb cyclone, a storm that ramps up its power by 24 millibars in just 24 hours, is unlike anything we have had to weather this entire season. We are looking at anywhere from 1 to 3 feet of snow burying the Midwest and Great Lakes, with some areas seeing even deeper drifts piling up. But the snow is only half the story. There is a nasty ice storm targeting the Northeast that could coat everything in up to half an inch of solid, dangerous glaze. Keep watching because this connects to a greater truth. Just as the scriptures tell us, the Creator often whispers, or sometimes shouts, through the wind and the rain. Think of Job chapter 37, verse 6, where he commands the snow to fall and the rain to pour. There is a divine design behind the power we are witnessing. As we gather here this Sunday morning, December 28th, blizzard warnings are already lighting up the map all across the upper Midwest. From the cornfields of Nebraska all the way up to Minnesota, our friends are already feeling the first stinging bite of this historic winter system. And it is not just snow, family. We are seeing rough weather popping up in places that usually don't have to worry about this kind of turmoil during the winter months. We could see damaging winds and even a few tornadoes tearing through the Midwest and Ohio Valley today, which is almost unheard of for this time of year. The National Weather Service has painted more red and orange warnings across the map for this single storm than we have seen all winter long. And trailing right on its heels is a freeze so deep it is going to touch every single state from Montana down to the sunny beaches of Florida in the next 48 hours. Let me draw out what is coming so you can see the full picture. And together, we will look at how Scripture tells us to prepare our hearts and homes for the difficult seasons. Scientists have a fancy name for it: explosive cyclogenesis. But really, it is just nature showing off the incredible, raw power hidden in the skies above us. Seeing that kind of strength brings Psalm 148, verse 8 to mind. Stormy winds fulfilling His word, reminding us who truly holds the reins. When the pressure drops that suddenly, it opens the door for all sorts of chaos to break loose across the nation at the exact same moment. If you are anything like me and get those headaches when the barometer shifts, you are going to feel this one in your bones if you are in the Midwest or Great Lakes. But what really weighs on my heart is the roads. So many folks are trying to get home after the holidays, just as this monster moves in on our busiest highways. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty timeline so you know exactly when to hunker down, region by region. Today, Sunday the 28th, the snow is already stacking up in Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, and it is going to be a total whiteout by this afternoon. Folks in the Twin Cities, you are going to see it come down hard later today, with 8 to 12 inches greeting you by the time you wake up Monday morning. Up in northern Wisconsin and the upper peninsula of Michigan, you all are right in the bullseye. We are talking 2 to 3 feet of snow near Marquette. Down in Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, keep your eyes on the heavens. There is a risk of high winds and tornadoes swirling until about 9 o'clock tonight. Monday, December 29th. This storm hits its peak as it churns over the Great Lakes, and it is going to make life difficult for families across several states. The snow just won't quit in Wisconsin and Michigan, and if you are in northern Illinois, please stay off the highways. They are going to look like parking lots. At the same time, freezing rain is going to slick up western New York and New England, turning everything into a treacherous skating rink. For my family over in New York City, it is going to be a messy mix. Rain, turning to ice, then snow. So please, watch your step on those sidewalks and look out for down lines. Then the lake effect machine kicks into gear, dumping heavy snow on everyone downwind of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario right through Tuesday. Tuesday, December 30th. Here comes the big chill. That Arctic air is going to plunge all the way down to the deep south. Wind chills up north are going to be brutal, dropping way below zero. And in Montana, the air itself could freeze you at 30 below. It is moving so fast that Springfield, Missouri is going to feel a 60-degree crash in just a few hours. That is a real shock to the system. By Tuesday morning, even Dallas and Fort Worth will feel wind chills in the 30s, which is mighty cold for our friends in Texas. And Florida, you aren't escaping this one either. Expect morning temps near freezing, with Tallahassee feeling like it is 30 degrees outside. I want to walk through over 50 specific spots now because I want to make sure no one is left wondering what is heading their way. Up north, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the neighbors nearby, you are looking at 10 to 11 inches of heavy blowing snow all through Monday. Duluth and the border towns, you are getting the worst of it. 8 to 12 inches for most, but up to 15 inches where the blizzard hits hardest. Can you believe how tightly this winter beast is clinging to the shoreline? If you were near Milwaukee, you had better grab those shovels because we are talking about 6 to 10 inches of snow coming your way. And that lake effect machine near Green Bay is not shutting down until Tuesday. To my family out west in Eau Claire, please, I am begging you to stay off the roads. With 9 to 10 inches of powder and blizzard winds, driving is going to be a total nightmare. For my crew in Detroit and Southeast Michigan, it is about to get real ugly. Expect a sloppy mix of freezing rain and snow piling up anywhere from 6 to 10 inches deep. If you are over in Grand Rapids, you are catching the worst of it. Prepare for 8 to 12 inches. And just when you think it is done, the lake is going to dump even more on you. But the UP is where things get truly scary. Marquette and Iron Mountain, you are staring down the barrel of 2 to 3 feet of snow that will likely shut your whole world down. To my Ohio cousins near Cleveland, keep your heads up for that lake effect machine cranking up Monday and Tuesday, dropping a localized 8 to 12 inches. Buffalo, I know you are tough, but this is a double whammy. First the storm hits, and then the lake effect follows up to bury you under another solid foot of white stuff. Syracuse, you are looking at 6 to 10 inches from the main event, but do not put the blower away yet because the lake effect isn't quitting until Tuesday night. Up around Albany, I am genuinely worried as the snow turns to ice. We are looking at a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of glaze that is going to turn the world into a skating rink. My heart goes out to everyone in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. This ice looks severe enough to kill the power for days, so please, go get your supplies now. Boston and the coast, you are probably getting that nasty freezing rain and sleet, making the roads treacherous all the way through Monday evening. For the city dwellers in New York and Newark, get ready for a miserable 12 to 18-hour slog as rain turns to ice and finally crashes into snow. Philly and South Jersey, tread carefully. That freezing rain is going to coat everything in a 1/4 inch of ice, which is a recipe for disaster. Down in D.C. and Baltimore, the rain might switch to a quick burst of snow, but thankfully it does not look like it will stick around. If you are on the coast like Virginia Beach, expect a good soaking before the wind howls and the temperatures absolutely tank. Richmond might see a few flakes at the tail end, but the real kicker is the deep freeze that is going to settle in immediately after. Charlotte, prepare for a heavy washout, but the moment those clouds break, it is going to get bone-chillingly cold in a heartbeat. Atlanta, you might see that rain flip to snow Monday night, but the headline is how brutally cold you will feel by Tuesday morning. Even Jacksonville needs to layer up. Waking up to temperatures in the 30s is just not normal for northern Florida. Tampa and Orlando, protect your plants and wrap those pipes because dipping into the 30s and 40s is nothing to mess around with. Miami, you are safe from the freeze, but those winds are going to make it feel surprisingly chilly and raw. Columbus, keep an eye on the sky for some rough stuff today before everything freezes solid and maybe turns to snow on Monday. Cincinnati, you have got damaging winds to dodge first, then the bottom falls out of the thermometer, bringing a chance of snow. Louisville is in for a wild ride. Severe storms, then rain, and finally snow Monday night as the temps plunge. Nashville, watch out for thunder today, because right after the boom, the cold rushes in and could bring some snow. Memphis is riding the same wave. Storms today, switching to light snow Monday night, but the cold will be the real story. Knoxville starts with a rumble of thunder, but give it a day and those peaks will be dusted white with snow. Can you imagine going from shorts to a parka in a day? Kansas City is diving from 68 degrees straight down to a wind chill of 10. Omaha, you are already in the thick of it. That heavy snow is stacking up to 8 or 12 inches before it quits. Des Moines, once the flakes stop, the cold gets cruel with wind chills below zero. Stay inside and keep warm if you can. Fargo, I know you are used to the cold, but this Arctic blast is vicious. Wind chills could hit 40 below zero by Monday. Bismarck, the air itself might hit 25 below, and that is dangerous territory for anyone. Sioux Falls, when the snow clears, that wind is going to have teeth, so cover every inch of skin you have. Denver will not see much white, but the wind is going to scream through the city, bringing a serious chill. Salt Lake City stays mostly dry, but grab a coat as temps drop, while the mountains catch all the fresh powder. Cheyenne, even without fresh snow, the wind is whipping around what is already there, making the roads a hazard. Dallas, brace yourself for a shock as that cold front crashes in, dropping wind chills into the 30s by Tuesday. Oklahoma City, you are flipping from mild to freezing in just a few hours Monday evening, so do not get caught unprepared. Little Rock needs to watch for storms today, then prepare for a flash freeze and maybe a dusting of snow Monday night. New Orleans, you will dodge the freeze, but it is going to feel a whole lot colder than you are used to. Houston, grab a jacket. You will not freeze, but that wind is going to feel pretty raw against your skin. Mobile, you are sliding from a beautiful 70 degrees down to the 40s in just 24 hours. Can I share what truly worries me the most right now? It is the thought of families huddled in the dark because of the ice. You see, ice storms are actually far more destructive to our power grid than a blizzard ever could be. It is not just a glaze. That ice gets so heavy that branches snap and the whole system buckles under the weight. Have you ever imagined waking up tomorrow to a world completely frozen over, where a half-inch of ice has plunged neighborhoods from New York to New England into total darkness? Are you really prepared for that? And could your home keep the kids and grandfolks warm if the grid goes down for 3, maybe 5 long days in that bone-chilling cold? I know it is heavy on the heart to think about, but remember what Proverbs 22:3 teaches us. The wise see the storm coming and find shelter. Bless their hearts. The line crews will be out there giving it their all day and night, but we have to be honest. Fixing that much ice damage is not a quick overnight job. There are only so many hands to go around, and they honestly cannot even get the buckets in the air until the wind dies down enough to keep them safe. If you are out in the sticks or nestled deep in the woods, let us be real. You might be living by candlelight for nearly a week. Come close and let me walk you through a few lifesavers that could turn a potential nightmare into just a cozy, quiet few days at home. Number 1 is water. Go fill up the bathtub, every pot, and every jug you have tonight before the pipes freeze up or the pumps quit. Don't count on the tap running just because you are in town. Those municipal pumps need juice too. And if the grid fails, the water stops. Number 2, how are you keeping the family warm? You have got to have a way to generate heat without a wall outlet, especially if your furnace needs electricity to ignite. Third, let us talk food. Pack the cupboards with enough ready-to-eat meals for a week, stuff that does not need a microwave or a fridge to stay good. Fourth is communication. If the cell towers go silent, having a crank radio or fresh batteries means you won't be left wondering what is happening out there. And number 5, look after your health. Double check that you have got all your meds and supplies for anyone in the house who needs a little extra care right now. This is our moment to shine, folks, to look out for one another, just like the good book teaches us to do when the road gets rough. When the street lights die and the driveways are drifted shut, your neighbors are your best friends. Spare a thought for the older couple next door who might be shivering. Maybe that young family across the way needs a hand. And if you have a generator humming or a wood stove going, you could be a godsend to the whole street. Does anyone remember Acts chapter 2, verses 44 to 47? Those early folks shared everything they owned so that no one had to weather the storm alone. We have a beautiful opportunity to walk that path right now, checking in on the week and opening our hands to share what we have. 2 Timothy 1:7 is a great reminder. We were not given a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind to make smart decisions. I am not sharing this to frighten you, but just to put the right tools in your hands so your family stays safe and snug. Panic just paralyzes us, but a little wisdom gives us a calm head and a steady heart to face whatever comes. You can own this moment by prepping tonight, showing your loved ones you care enough to keep them cozy and secure. Even this weather has a reason. Genesis 8:22 promises that as long as the world turns, the seasons, winter included, are not going anywhere. The cold gives the earth a break and stacks up snow to water the fields later. It is nature's way of testing us and keeping us going. This storm might look like a beast, but it is just part of that great rhythm reminding us we are not the ones in charge. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says there is a season for everything, and maybe this is our season to pull together and grow a little wiser. Once this passes in a few days, we will keep watching the horizon to see what else Old Man Winter has up his sleeve. By late Tuesday, a little clipper system is going to dust the Great Lakes in the Northeast with snow, but don't worry, it shouldn't be too rough. Wednesday and Thursday look dry up north, but bundle up tight because we are ringing in the new year with some serious freeze. Looking ahead to the weekend, the West Coast is due for some heavy mountain snow and plenty of rain down in California. It looks like the first week of January might drag in more storms, though it is a bit too soon to bet the farm on it. For now, let us just get through this big one, which is shaping up to be the heavyweight champion of the season so far. The roads are going to be a mess, maybe impossible come Monday and Tuesday, so please stay off the blacktop if you can help it. Airlines are already canceling flights across the Midwest and Northeast, so you might want to rethink travel unless it is absolutely vital. A storm like this humbles us with the sky's raw power and asks us to be both street smart and spiritually awake. Just like Job found God in the whirlwind, we can find a little meaning even when the weather goes wild. The communities that prep together and stick together won't just survive, they will come out closer and stronger on the sunny side. Hard weather reveals our true colors, so let us choose to be the folks who show up and care. Maybe that is letting a neighbor charge their medical gear, sharing a warm room, or just knocking on the door to say hello. Those small mercies forge bonds that last way longer than the ice does, just like the scriptures describe. So go ahead, batten down the hatches at your place, but keep an eye out for folks who might be having a hard time. See this storm as a physical challenge, sure, but also a spiritual chance to love your neighbor like we are meant to. Stay glued to the forecast, make wise moves for your home, and remember, this too shall pass. Spring will return, the sun will warm us up, and this will all be a memory. But the way we treat people now, that lasts forever. Until then, winter is at the doorstep. Respect the cold, get ready, and trust that we are all held in good hands. Have you ever truly stopped to realize just how wild and powerful Mother Nature can actually be?
I am sending so much love and prayer your way as you get prepared, hoping the journey treats you gently through all of this. Make sure to wrap yourself up warm, check on your neighbors, and always listen to your gut because we are so much tougher when we stick together like family.
Stay glued to your local updates and do whatever you need to protect yourself, resting easy in the thought that this storm, like any hard time, is going to pass. More than anything, take this moment to lean on your faith and appreciate the people around you, because having each other's backs is the only thing that really counts.
I will be right here standing guard with you, and I promise to keep you posted every step of the way as we face this historic weather together over the next few days.